Hello, my students from Carlos Gereissat School. My name is Mario, and today let's study about movie genres. Open your books and let's start our English class. Today let's study about the movie genres, gêneros cinematográficos. Movie genres, gêneros cinematográficos. You're looking for a movie and TV genres list, maybe for inspiration, but every list you find has categories that are either too broad or so hyper specific that it becomes overwhelming. We've created the perfect movie and TV genre list that will explain the various categories of film and television with their specific subgenres, and will also include helpful examples for it along the way. Ok, então foi criada aqui uma lista dos gêneros cinematográficos e também as sublistas, os tipos de filmes que nós vamos estudar na aula de hoje. Vemos aí uma tabela com os gêneros cinematográficos: action, animation, comedy, crime, drama, experimental, fantasy, historical, horror, romance, science, thriller, western, other. Why should you learn about genre? There are storytellers and filmmakers who live inside particular genres, and you may even hear some of them say, I make genre movies. This seems simple enough on the surface, but being a genre storyteller requires you to fully understand what your specific genre means. Movie genre definition. What is a movie genre? Movie genre is a stylistic categories where a particular movie can be paced based on setting, characters, plot, mood, tone, and theme. A film's main genre category will be based on where the majority of the content lands. A subgenre is a smaller category that fits inside a particular genre. After this, a mixture of two separated genres. Genres and subgenres change over time and are informed by one another. Ou seja, why should you learn about genre? Por que você deveria aprender sobre os gêneros cinematográficos? Movie genre definition. Qual a definição de gêneros cinematográficos? É o que nós vamos ver na aula de hoje. How do you determine a movie genre? Has the ability to generate subgenres, describe the style of a work of entertainment, can be combined with other genres if needed. Genres and subgenres can be mixed and combined until you go blue in the face or fingers. So, if you don't see a subgenres of the list, you can combine the meanings of its respective genre and make your own. Now that you have a better understanding of genre's definition, let's go over each category along with their subgenres. We'll have popular and accurate examples that will help you clear up any confusion. Action genre. Ação, o gênero ação. Action movie genre list. Action genre. Movies in the action genre are defined by risk and stakes, while many movies may feature an action sequence to be appropriately categorized inside action genre. The bulk of the content must be action-oriented, include fights, scans, stunts, car chase, and general danger. Heroic bloodshed. This action subgenre is defined by values like Dutch brotherhood, honor, redemption, and protection of the vulnerable. It was initially created in Hong Kong cinema, but has since made its way around the world. Some examples: The Killer, 1989, Hard Boiled, 1992. Military action. While some movies may incorporate various military characters, settings, themes, and events, this particular subgenre is focused in the exploit and suggests these events are entertaining rather than tragic. Some of the best Michael Bay movies come to mind: Command 1985, G.I. Joe The Rise of Cobra 2009. Espionage action movies are similar to military action movies in that they're intended for excitement and entertainment rather than focusing on the political and psychological aspect. Espionage James Bond movies might be the most recognizable, but there are plenty of others: Casino Royale 2006, Mission Impossible 3 2006. The highly specific subgenre focuses on martial arts as both a form of exciting but also chivalrous act of protection and honor. Hero 2002, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2000. Disaster. Disaster movies are defined by a large amount of destruction, especially from naturally occurring events, where characters try to survive. If an alien force is the force of destruction, the film will be categorized by science fiction rather than a straight disaster movie. The Day After Tomorrow 2004, Dutch Peak 1997. Adventure movies in the adventure genre are defined by a journey, often including some form of pursuit, and can take place in any setting. Some Steven Spielberg-based movies capture the essence of what makes the genre so exciting. Raiders of the Lost Ark 1981, Lawrence of Arabia 1962. Superhero. The superhero movies is defined by character not only with supernatural abilities, but using those abilities for altruistic purpose. If the film has superpowers that are used for questionable purpose, it would be more of a supernatural thriller versus a superhero movie. Marvel movies have been dominating of late, but they only occupy a small percent of the best superhero movies ever made. Iron Man 2008, X-Men Days of the Future Past 2014. Animation genre. Types of animation movies. Animation genre is defined by inanimate objects being manipulated to appear as though they are living. This can be done in many different ways and can incorporate any other genre, its subgenre of the list. For the more info or in animation, you can dive deeper on the types of animation or see our list of the best animated movies of all time. Traditional animation is defined by draw and painting aids that are assembled to animate a cartoon that tells a story. Robin Hood, 1973, The Flight of Dragons, 1982. Stop motion animation is defined by taking real objects and adjust them frame by frame to simulate motion and emotion. Stop motion refers to the style of photography, while stop motion, such as claymation and sometimes puppet animation can fall into multiple subgenres. The Nightmare Before examples: The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, 2009, and some of the best stop-motion movies of all time. Claymation is a form to stop-motion animation, except the subjects used are built specifically out of clay. Chicken Run 2000, Early Man 2018, and many of the best ranking best Christmas movies. Cut out these where shapes are cut out, they placed on top one another to make figures and settings all used to tell a story. South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut 1999. Computer generated imaginary. This is the most common form of modern animation, where modern programs and softwares are used to animate cartoons. Shrek 2001, Rango 2011, and Pixar's incredible short films. Puppetry animation is where puppets include hand, stick, shadow, ventriloquists, and marionettes are used to tell a story. Team America World Police 2004. Live action animation is where animation of any kind of mixed with real life subjects to create a single world. Who Framed Roger Rabbit 1988, Space Jam 1996. Comedy genre. List of comedy. The comedy genre is defined by events that are intended to make someone laugh. No matter its story is macabre, droll, or zany, comedy can be found in the most movies, but the majority of the film is intended to be a comedy. You may safely place in this genre. The best comedy genre movies to go is entire spectrum of humor. Action comedy. The action comedy subgenre incorporates humorous actions within action using the exciting events in the story for laughs. Hot Fear 2007, Charlie's Angel 2000. Dark comedy, black comedy. Dark comedy or black comedy is defined by using attitudes and events that would normally be objectionable to set up humorous situations. Very Bad Things 1998, Fargo 1996, and more of the best dark comedy movies ever made. Romantic comedy. Romantic comedies are defined by comedy derived from relationship frustrations that are intimate in nature. This includes any combination of the gender or situation across the sexual spectrum, with films that include some of the best romantic quotes ever written. Some of the Wood Allen's best movies. Defining genres: Sleepless in Seattle 1993, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days 2003. Buddy comedy. Buddy comedy is defined by the least two individuals who we follow through a series of humorous events, often their platonic relationships in the main source of the comedy in the story. Rush Hour 1998, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle 2003. Crime genre. The crime genre deals with both sides with the criminal justice system, but does not focus on the legislative matters or civil suits and legal actions. The best crime movies often occupy moral gray areas where heroes and villains are much harder to define. Many of the Martin Scorsese's best movies or Quentin Tarantino's movies fall within the crime genres. Caper is subgenre is defined by a group of criminals, often non-violent, who set out on a heist or job. A caper is often humorous and less serious in nature when compared to the other crime subgenres. Ocean's 11 2001, A Fish Called Wanda 1988. East subgenre is defined by crime or group of criminals who set out to steal something valuable and have a more serious tone when compared to a a story. The subject must navigate a set of obstacles and avoid law enforcement, and often the Getaway Incorporated. Hit 1995, The Score 2001. A Gangsters. A gangster story follows and explores the world of organized crime. A film may include organized crime, but if the majority of the story doesn't explore organized crime, it wouldn't fall into this subgenre.